Here again with another UFC predictions video as we have UFC 290 on July 8th, International Fight Week. Just going to give my predictions for mainly the main card. Keep in mind that the card is subject to change. I'll give you a few predictions for the prelims as well. And for the last two UFC pay-per-view events, UFC 288 and UFC 289, I'm actually 9-1 with my predictions. The only fight I got wrong was my prediction for Dan Ige versus Nate Landwehr. I predicted Landwehr to win. I just had a feeling, but Dan Ige really didn't have any trouble with him. Nate Landwehr didn't show up. So I have bragging rights, so I'm getting better at this. But if you're a fan of UFC predictions videos and you like reaction videos, make sure you Hulk smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll put a couple fight reactions here, and here for you to watch if you haven't seen them already. So let's kick things off. In the UFC welterweight division, we have Sean Brady returning to the octagon against the Phenom, in my opinion, Jack Della Maddalena. I think Jack Della Maddalena is going to win this fight. He's just so good. Sean Brady, I feel like his competition wasn't that good, and that's how he got that, that streak of winning fights. And then he got ragdolled by Bilal Muhammad in was that Abu Dhabi? So I'm going to pick Jack Della Maddalena to win this fight and be a higher ranked contender in the welterweight division. Next up, also in the welterweight division, we have Nico Price versus one of my all-time favorites, Ruthless Robbie Lawler. This is going to be Robbie Lawler's retirement fight. It's a sad day. Robbie Lawler's put on some shows in the octagon. His fight against Rory McDonald, the second one, his fight against Carlos Condit. Nico Price is good. He's the favorite. This may be picking with my heart, but I have a strange feeling that Robbie Lawler's going to dig deep and win this fight and defeat Nico Price. Hopefully via knockout. That would be awesome if Robbie Lawler can win, but I feel like it might be a decision. And I'm actually going to pick Robbie Lawler because Price isn't a huge favorite. Well, I guess he kind of is, but it's not an astronomical amount. But I think Lawler certainly has a chance to win this fight. But if he gets Price on the ropes, well, there's no ropes, but if he gets Price reeling, he needs to finish him. Otherwise, Lawler will run out of gas, and then Price probably has the better cardio. So I'm going to pick Lawler. Maybe I'm picking with my heart there, but I just have a feeling, especially with Robbie Lawler's last fight. And now on to the main card. In the middleweight division, we have Tresean Gore versus the new Phenom, Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel won his last fight pretty easily, although his technique wasn't necessarily the correct way, but he did it. He's 4-0 at MMA. I don't really know a lot about Tresean Gore. I feel like they're just feeding Bo Nickel opponents to get his record up. So with that in mind, I'm going to pick Bo Nickel to win this fight, simply because I don't know much about Gore, and they want Bo Nickel to be a top contender. So they're going to get that record up and feed him people that necessarily aren't that good. So I'm thinking Bo Nickel will win, probably via submission or something like that. And then next we have in the lightweight division, a fight we were supposed to have a few months ago, Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker. Now Turner isn't fighting a wrestler. Dan Hooker and him are going to strike. And I feel like even though Dan Hooker is really good on his feet and really good at striking, Jalen Turner is just phenomenal at striking as long as he doesn't get taken down. Now, if Dan Hooker decides to wrestle, it might be a different story, but for the moment, I'm going to pick Jalen Turner to win this fight, as I predicted him to beat Dan Hooker when the fight was supposed to happen, and I feel like he might stop Dan Hooker. And then in one of the fights that a lot of people are really looking forward to in the middleweight division, this fight will most likely be for a title shot, possibly in a few months. In Australia, we have Robert the Reaper Whittaker versus Dricus du Plessis. I mean, Robert Whittaker looked really good in his last fight. I think that was against Vettori, and not so good against Adesanya. Although I thought he won against Adesanya, but the problem with Whittaker is he would take him down, hold him down there for a second or two, and not do anything else. In my opinion, that's not impressing me. Robert Whittaker, more aggressive and more determined, is a dangerous fighter. I really like Dricus du Plessis. And I want him to actually win this fight. I know some people that I know would be very upset by that comment there. I think Robert Whittaker is going to win this fight, but don't underestimate Dricus du Plessis, because he's a very talented fighter, and Israel Adesanya wants du Plessis to win this fight as well. So you never know, but I'm going to pick Robert Whittaker simply because he's a very good fighter and has all the skills and all the tools to win. Next up, in the co-main event of the evening for the flyweight championship, we have the champion Brandon Moreno versus the challenger Alexandre Pantoja. Pantoja's beat Moreno before. Moreno is doing really good as of late. There's a lot of levels to this game, and he's improved his knowledge in the fight game. Even though Pantoja has victories over him, I really feel like Brandon Moreno's going to win this fight and possibly have another fight with him, simply due to the fact that he's beat Moreno before. But I am picking Brandon Moreno to win this fight simply because he's improved so much, and he looks so good, and he switches camps sometimes just to kind of keep things fresh. And then in the main event of the evening where the UFC Featherweight Championship is on the line, we have the interim champion, Yair Rodriguez, versus the reigning defending not undisputed champion anymore, but the main champion in the featherweight division, Alexander Volkanovski. I really like Yair Rodriguez. He looked really good against Josh Emmett, and he actually looked good against Max Holloway as well. But Volkanovski is just so good, and he proved if somebody has an advantage at something, he can do things to stop that advantage. In his fight against Islam Makhachev, he really did good against Makhachev. And there's another minute left in that fight. He may be the lightweight champion. So I'm going to pick Volkanovski to win this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Yair Rodriguez wins. I know he's an underdog by a lot, and a lot of people are like, there's no way Rodriguez would win. I just feel like he's got unique stuff that Volkanovski hasn't had to deal with lately, and he looked phenomenal again against Josh Emmett. But I'm going to pick Volkanovski to win this fight. So there you have it. Those are my predictions. Will I go 7-0? Robbie Lawler will probably lose, but hey, you know what? I feel like there's an opportunity that he can win. It's not a complete given that he's going to lose against Nico Price, so that's why I hold hope, and it's his last fight. So he's going to empty the gas tank, everything he's got, he's going to put it in there. I do think Jack Della Maddalena is going to beat Sean Brady pretty handily, in my opinion, but hey, I've been proven wrong before, but let me know what your predictions are in the comment section. How good do you think I'll do with my predictions? If you're a fan of UFC, if you like fight prediction videos, if you like fight reaction videos, and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Like I said, leave me lots of comments with your thoughts, other fight predictions that you have, or fights that you want to see. Click right here, and here for different fight reactions that I've done. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel. You're watching the video anyway. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return. It's time! And make sure you come back to the channel to catch my reaction to at least 3 of these fights during that week.